Hey you guys, and welcome to Sunshine Haze. I am Aja. As you see as you see tarot cards on your screen, you know that it's time for a new moon reading, really a lunar cycle reading. This reading will cover the Sagittarian lunar cycle, so we are talking December to January, and this video is for Scorpio, my water sisters and brothers, so Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising. If you feel like what I'm saying in this video is not resonating with you, please remember that it is a general video, and I do have other videos up as well. Check out your moon and or rising sign, and I do have a link down in the description box below to that playlist. I've also got a video up on the Sagittarius lunar cycle, linked in the description box below as well, if you guys are interested in seeing just the energies that we'll be dealing with for the next month. I might also have a video up on Jupiter in Sagittarius. It did just transit from Scorpio in this past year, so I would also check that out. And if you're interested in reflecting on the fall season, check out your Autumn Equinox tarot forecast. All right, we will be doing the typical 5-card spread here, looking at the energies for you guys, Scorpio coming in during the Sagittarian lunar cycle. Also looking at any crossing energies, and because we are talking about Sag, gonna be, what's that? Oh, the sun. Very positive energy coming in for a lot of you Scorpios. I don't have much else for you other than this seems like the Sagittarian lunar cycle may be a very positive time for you. You guys are just started your new year, so you're in a time of new beginnings and new cycles, so I'm not surprised to see the sun here. So good energy, good vibes. As I was saying, looking at where you guys need to look at life in terms of the bigger picture, and then also going to be looking at where you Scorpios need to be a little bit more adventurous and take a leap of faith, tap into that Sag energy. And then as always, a little soul message, spirit message, something extra for y'all to take away with you from this reading, okay? All right, let's go on and cut the deck. Okay. This is an interesting spread, Scorpio. It's a very interesting spread. Okay. You guys have the scribe coming up in the position of the energy that is either coming in or that you're supposed cards that you're supposed to be tapping into. This is a card of perspective, and this is a card that talks about needing the best type of way that I can put this is kind of like the vibe of intellectual property, needing to protect your thoughts and also needing to be a little bit more open into the way that you're viewing things, and as you come into these new perspectives and new thoughts, and not allowing other people to either berate you or take you down for the way that you're thinking. You guys, as I said, are coming into a new year, so you're definitely coming into this new energy of a new sense of self, a new cycle, new things all around. And so it doesn't surprise me that you guys may be changing your perspective, that you may start to look at life in a little bit of a different light. You may be a little less objective. You may start to think about how you present yourself, and although you're Scorpios and you do this already, but you may start to think about making changes to that. And as these changes become noticeable, you know, one thing about change is that it always comes with resistance. So as these changes become noticeable, especially to people that are used to you being a certain type of way, you may be faced with a lot of resistance. You really may, like, people may, what's this? Who are you? Who do you think you are? Why are you doing this? Or why are you trying this? But listen, Scorpio, y'all are Scorpio, so it doesn't really matter what you try. You always get down to business and you always get shit popping. Like, it is what it is. You guys just come with that very determined and very successful energy. So this scribe card is telling me, you know how people would be like, protect your heart, protect your brain, protect your intellect. And literally, some of you Scorpios, you guys are creatives. You're a water sign, so some of you Scorpios are in the creative industry, in the creative field, and this could really definitely be a card of you have some new ideas and you may have started to share it with some people. Get a lockdown on those rights, trademark that shit, copyright that shit. For some of you, this may actually be literally something that you need to protect intellectual property, you know what I'm saying? But for the rest of you, this is just, you know, as you shift and change your perspective and you're faced with resistance, it's cool. Be that little mysterious ass Scorpio that you are and just keep trucking, do your thing, okay? The next card that I have coming up in the position is why do I can't talk today. The next card that I have coming up in this spread for you is in the position of what's crossing you during this time. And it's interesting that you have the Fountain card. The Fountain card is a card of cycles. It's a card of infinity. It's a card of release and a card of new or manifestation, if that makes sense. This is a crossing energy. So crossing this energy of the scribe, I get the message of like, you're coming into new phases, and as you come out of your old and you come into a new, like I just said, change always comes with resistance. Even though you may not necessarily be consciously fighting the change or consciously fighting, you know, coming into these new ways about yourself, you may very much so subconsciously be like, nah, I'm comfortable doing this. I want to live life like this. Like, I like it like this. You guys are Scorpios. I'm very passionate about the way I do things. I'm passionate about how I got, like, you know what I'm saying? So as you're coming into new perspectives, you may actually be battling with yourself, your inner self, to where you're like, oh, I want to be like this. I want to look at life like this. I want to see the world like this. And on the other hand, be like, but I look at life like this right now, and I see life like this, and I am like this right now, and I don't know that I want to change. But Scorpio, I think the message here is for you to come up on whatever change is coming in for you. I always talk about this becoming a upright card to become a supporting energy of the energy that you're supposed to be tapping into or that's coming in for you. And the Fountain cycles, coming into the new can definitely become a supportive energy of coming into a new perspective. So Scorpio, be open. You guys are very determined, and in the same sense, on your shadow side, you can be very stubborn. So come out of the stubbornness. You don't have to think the way that you think. You can start to think in a different light, and it doesn't make you flaky if you decide to change your perspective on certain things, okay? Let the changes come in. Let that infinity, let those cycles come in and change you and bring you into alignment with the best version of yourself, okay? The next card that I have coming up for you guys is in the position of where you need to look at life in terms of the bigger picture. And you've got the King of Wands coming up. And the King of Wands is the card that finishes out the fire element. And this coming up in the position of where you need to look at life in terms of the bigger picture, I think that, so the King of Wands, as I said, it finishes up the fire element. This comes with an energy of being very inspired, of really looking at life and all the possibilities and all the opportunities that it could have to offer you. I think right now, as I said, Scorpio, you may be battling with not really wanting to make the changes that need to be made because because of comfortability. You're a water sign. Water signs very much so, when the energy is comfortable, that's where you can find us at. You know what I'm saying? So the King of Wands here is your opposing element. It is the fire element. It is about action. It is about passion. It is about not being comfortable. We are underneath the Sagittarian lunar cycle. We already have a spread that I'm going to, a position that I'm going to talk about, taking a leap of faith. But the King of Wands also comes with the energy of, you know, put some action, put some drive, put some passion into these new perspectives and these new cycles that you're coming into, Scorpio. Shit doesn't change just for fun. Shit changes because it needs to. And as the change comes in, don't fight it. Again, don't let this be a crossing energy. Don't fight it. Go with it. Look at things in terms of the bigger picture. Instead of just looking at life like, oh my God, things are changing. As they change, like I said, don't be resistant. Go with the flow. Be your water, but tap into fire. And in order to be your water and go with the flow, tap into some action to actually go with the flow and go with the change, okay? All right. The next card that you have coming up is in the position of, where do you need to take a leap of faith? Where do you need to be more adventurous, Scorpio? And you've got the Judgment card. This card in this particular spread, I think, is coming up with the energy of really releasing your past cycles. This is a karmic card. So when I say new cycles are coming in, I mean the shit that you're coming into, you are supposed to be coming into, okay, Scorpio? In a lot of my videos, probably some of y'all's videos, I always talk about baggage and going into new spaces. It does not make sense to go into a new positive space carrying around negative ass, heavy, dense baggage that doesn't even have anything to do with what you're coming into. You feel what I'm saying? So if you're moving away from cycles, right? Move away from cycles. Don't be resistant. Go with the flow. Be open to shifting your perspective and to shifting the way that you look at the world. As these things come in, you can release. You can, like, it's okay to letting go doesn't mean you have to forget about your experiences. Your experiences shape you. I believe that. I tell people, oh, never forget where you came from or how you came up, but you don't have to, you know, wallow in the energy of the come up, if that makes sense. Release the past. Be open to the new that's coming in. This is an ending of the wands element. This is the ending of the fire element. Be open to moving away from the moves that you were making in the past, okay? You cannot tap into this new energy. You cannot tap into the supporting fountain energy without letting go of the baggage that you don't need to carry around. Take what you need, and take what you need as experience and as lessons, as opposed to as baggage and as heavy, dense energy, as I said earlier, okay? This judgment card is really just saying, Scorpio, listen, the time is now. Now is the time, and right now you don't have the option to take what you were working on with you, okay? All right. The last card coming up in your spread, Scorpio, I thought I saw a spider, and I don't fucking do spiders, y'all, but I think that was a flicker of, I think it was a shadow. We're gonna hope that it was a shadow, because let me tell y'all, y'all's spread will end right here if there is a spider crawling on my tarot cloth. That's all I'm gonna say. That is all I'm gonna say about that. Okay. The last card that you guys have coming up in your spread is in the position of your soul message, and you've got another air card. So that's the big energy for you. Really thinking, really your perspective, Scorpio. The 8 of air is a card that comes with the energy of changing who you are, changing your ways. So this just really supports the new perspective. So I think for some of you Scorpios, you may either be a little confused or, like I said, be a little resistant to what's changing, and you may be questioning why these changes are coming in for you. Like I said, be open to the change, be open to the cycles. Like, don't fight it. It's coming in because it's supposed to. And then as you're changing, as you are reflective, as you're learning things about yourself and about the things that are to come, it is natural that you start to reflect and start to look at, you know, certain ways that you used to have or certain things that you used to say, and you start to, you know, sometimes kind of beat yourself up about things. Try not to give too much into that energy, Scorpio. Right now is all about changing into the new. Like I said, don't go into the new year with baggage. Acknowledge it, release it, do what you got to do to bring yourself into what you're supposed to be coming into, okay? Like I said, you guys just started a new year, so you are coming into new cycles, and with these new cycles, you really cannot resonate in your old energy, and I mean your old energy from the last year of your life. For most of the water signs, I feel like we were all kind of going through it, or going through these changes, or the beginnings of these changes, and they weren't necessarily the easiest energies to deal with. You're coming into a more fluid energy in regards to those changes, and it doesn't make sense to even give energy to what was holding you back or what was resistant for you prior to what's coming up now, okay? All right, Scorpio, that's your spread. I hope that provided you with some insight. If you feel like you need a little bit more insight or would like a personal reading, please feel free to go on and book one with me through my Etsy shop. I do have a link down below in the description box. What else? If you like this video, go on and give me a little thumbs up, please. I would truly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, there's the sun card for you again. So positive energy coming in for you, but you've got to be open to allowing it to come in, right? If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop them down below. I do check my channel pretty frequently, and I will respond to you so long as it's positive vibes only, okay? If you have any Scorpio friends, you just 9 of coins. So that is a card of really being very close to accomplishing your goals and really stabilizing yourself in solid ground in regards to the foundations that you have been trying to build. So Scorpio, whatever you've been trying to build, although we're talking about moving away from cycles, there are new ways. And I think you had a couple of spreads prior to this one where it talked about, you know, shifting the way that you're doing things, the end goal still being the same, but the journey being a little different or changing along the way. So good things are coming in for you. And Nine of Coins is a very positive card, very abundant energy, and you have the Sun card fall out as well, okay? All right, back to what I was saying. If you have any Scorpio friends or friends with Scorpio placements or friends with Scorpio lovers, go on and send them this link so they can see what's popping. And I appreciate you guys. Y'all rock with me probably the toughest aside from the Cancers and the Capricorns. So I really do appreciate y'all for sharing my content already. But I would appreciate y'all if y'all continue to share it too. And if you are not already subscribed, if you are still kicking it with me, what are we now, like 15 minutes in? If you're still here listening to me talk, go on and hit the subscribe button so you can keep up with when I put out new content. We are wrapping up the end of the year, so I will have a couple more rounds of content coming out within the next few days, and I love for you guys to keep up with it. I also have some gradual changes coming in for my channel with this new year coming up, and I would love for you guys to be hip as they do happen. So hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate that as well. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.